Tonight's podcast is 7 ways why life experiences are agitating and mysterious awakenings. That's something I've awakened to is the outside world is nothing but showing us what's going on inside. But we think the outside world is controlling us, and it's really nothing but an illusion. So I'm awakened and aware. Life never unfolds, life erupts. As every experience that instigates, agitates, and aggravates awakenings excites my trailblazer bravado, unleashing my liberated, coded awakenings, never cosmic mistakes. They're mysterious moments and are never meant to soothe. They embody sovereign steward elixirs, giving us the drink and the taste of life's liberating invitations, fostering emancipating elegance to chauffeur us through life. But they're stirred elixirs of life's liberating invitations that crack the comfort zone programming, distorts direction, and ignites the energetic clarity buried in the heart of my chaos. Opening life's mysteries is never a confusion. It's an imaginative, contourcrafted electro motive motion of my magical optimism, trend-setting innovation, opening the now of wow. While life experiences are instigating, agitating, aggravating, mysterious awakenings. Agitation is the soul signal that there's something sacred is surfacing from within and being agitated from the outside world. The outside world is nothing but agitators and mischievous and all that because it all comes from us out. As life agitates, it's never punishing. It prompts my intuitive, innovative, energetic, mystical moment, stores my subconscious mind, frozen in time representations that disrupts my inherited programming, invites me to confront what's been buried. Aggravation is never chaos, it's coded contour clarity, waiting for me to decode it, color it, design it, and experience it. Instigation cracks comfort to awaken capacity. Life instigates through rupture, conflict, confusion, contradiction. These are never errors, they're energetic innovations to expand beyond the familiar. The friction forces us to choose the loop of legacy or liberate the now. That's up to us. Mystery is a curriculum of the intuitive. The most transformative experiences arrive without explanation. And the thing about all the transformative or innovative experiences are they're unrehearsed, uneducated, unexplainable, and fresh events of now. They distort logic, dissolve certainty, and demand presence. Mystery is never a void, it's a vortex of visionary optimism, realizing today's enterprising expansion, where energetic wisdom rises, sculpted never by answers, but by awareness and paths of enlightenment. Why avoiding individualized, instigating, aggravating, mysterious life events embeds fear, insecurity, immaturity, fear, and scaredy cat brattiness. I can witness and explain this one. It's happened to me. Avoidance installs emotional illiteracy, where mystery becomes a menace when you dodge the friction of the here and now in living color experience that's going on right here. And see, that's the thing. The outside world, all it's doing is showing you the good, the bad, and indifferent. And it's up for you to question and energize, listen, and do all the liberating ambiances within you. When you dodge friction of lived experiences, you deny yourself the visionary and the liberating lingo of resilience. Aggravating events are coded awakenings, but avoidance rewrites them as threats, insecurity, immaturity, and all that negative stuff, unwanted crap that we keep putting back into us. And this breeds insecurity because the unknown remains untested, and untested terrains feels terrifying. How is that to you? That's to me. I that one I understand. I've experienced that. But by understanding the untested events of my life and the untested terrains feels terrifying to open up my trend-setting, enterprising, rebellious innovations. Dodging discomfort delays development. Immaturity is never a lack of age, it's a refusal to engage in the here and now. When you sidestep the instigating encounters that contourcraft your clarity, you stay looped in the childlike reactions of blame, the brattiness, the fear of rupture, and just the scaredy cat brattiness to be immature and blame other people. And that is something that there just wakened me right now. As expansion demands grit, get, and go, never retreat. Sovereignty is sculpted in the storm, never in the shelter. I like that. Sovereignty is sculpted in the storm, never in the shelter. Fear festers when friction is forbidden. Avoiding mysterious life events keeps you in a curated comfort zone programming, trying to be safe. How have you done that? I've done it. I still do it. But however, I realize my comfort zone is my failure zone. And it's my resisting my talents to rise. That's keeping me safe in my mind, but in my heart, it's nothing but a mundane muckery. And it's safe and stagnant. The scaredy cat brattiness reflex is never innate. It's installed by perfection programming, ancestral obedience. Where do you see that in your life? Ancestral obedience and perfection programming. When you meet the mystery with presence, dissolve the illusion of danger, and ignite autonomous expansion. Enterprising wizardry, your cowboy wisdom, energizing your revolutionary revelations of expansion. While life is liberating invitations, fostering emancipating events, experiences, and encounters, life never instructs, it interrupts. Authentic liberation never arrives through curriculum. It erupts through contrast, daily events, chaos, adversity, controversy, creating friction between your comfort zone and your dreamer's paradises. Friction, failure, rupture, and revelations are invitations disguised as discomfort. Each encounter, whether it's ecstatic or excruciating, is a coded call to awaken, unlearn, now script the sovereign valor within you beyond the inherited programming. How do we stay stuck in our inherited programming and never realizing we have? I know I have. I say I'm not there no more, but that's a lie. I know it's still there, but it's an everyday expansion. Rising, expanding, and energizing. Emancipation flows through experience, never explanation. Books can inform, but only live moments unfold the foresight and the freedom within you. The wisdom of life pulses through heartbreak, awe, labor, and love. Each one contour crafting the soul's architecture. These events are never random. They're rituals. And they occur at the right time in the world. However, it's our comfort zone stuck in the muck of yesterday that is afraid of the friction of liberation. As they foster sovereignty by forcing us to feel, choose, and now frame the gamer's gumption, or the blame and shame. Whichever one we choose, it's up to us. Encounters are mirrors, each one reflecting a forgotten freedom within us. Every person, place, or paradox we meet carries a key. Some unlock clarity, others ignite chaos, but all invitations are for us to rise, shine, and expand. As we stop resisting and start receiving, life becomes a co-creative, innovative choreography of energetic liberation. The world is never happening to us. It's happening through us and embodying our highest outcomes for us to enjoy the life of luxury. Aggravation is ignition disguised as disruption. Chaos, controversy, adversity, challenges, they're all disruptions. Life never whispers, it ruptures. The moment that frustrate, confuse, or dismantle us are often coded invitations to awaken. These experiences crack the shell of inherited comfort zone programming, ancestral mindsets, third world enslaving uh, tyranny that we all encompass. Inherited programming forces us to feel, choose, and reframe. Agitation is never the enemy. It's the entry point of sovereignty and the life of leisure. Energetic liberation erupts when resistance meets revelations. Liberation erupts when resistance meets revelations. As we stop resisting discomfort and start receiving its message, we dissolve pain into innovative prowess. The friction of experience becomes a fuel for canonized clarity. What once felt like chaos now contours our consciousness. Liberation is never found in ease, it's forged in the fire of the lived authenticity and adventures of our higher self. Every aggravating encounter is a mirror of forgotten mastery. Every aggravating encounter is a mirror of forgotten mastery. It's an overlooked thing. When we think we found the path and solutions, how have we forgotten the mastery and the paths of enlightenment, trails of triumph, chauffeuring us down to our beaches of bountiful bliss? Whether it's betrayal, burnout, or breakdown, each moment reflects a part of us waiting to be claimed and open up our veins of fame, unleashing our artistic agility to color our world with our dreamer's dexterity. These experiences never just challenge, they channel. They awaken dormant wisdom, dissolve false identities, and invite us to pulsate from our sovereign prowess, never programming. Why am I dangerous dissolves delusional illusions. And that's something when something is occurring, ask yourself, why am I dangerous to this situation? It dissolves the illusion of something is chaotic and opens up your vanguard of valor to look at it and to the center of it and to the core for you to soar. Dangerous means unprogrammable. When you pulse from presence, never permission, you become unreadable to systems built on control. This disrupts the illusion that obedience equals safety. And see, the world is stuck in socialized obedience. So this dissolves the obedience and all the safety. Your clarity dissolves the delusion that veracity must be sanctioned because you live it, never recite it. It ignites your light of life to take flight. Delusional illusions depend on collective sleep. Delusional illusions depend on collective sleep. Society installs myths about success, status, and self worth to keep people looped in legacy logic. Yet, when you question, contour, and innovate from live ignitions. You shatter the spell of hell and open up your dreamer's paradises. Your danger is simply your refusal to be domesticated by delusion. Your I am dangerous is a simple refusal to to refusal to be domesticated by delusion. You dissolve illusions by embodying contradiction to your comfort zone programming. As my terrain of fame is tested, union rooted, autodidact sculpted, that alone dismantles the illusion that wisdom must be credentialed, that labor must be low status, and that leadership must be linear. Your existence is giving a life, one that writes the rules by refusal to play in yesterday's mediocre ways, opening up today's trend setting optimism, dawning appreciation, yesing I'm a blessing. Why embodying the physical world shows me individualized events, experiences, invoke friction to emancipate me from being a servant to my past ancestor mindsets and comfort zone programming. As friction is the forge where freedom is felt and expanded through. When you engage the physical world through labor, ritual, movement of terrain, tested action, you invite resistance that dissolves the friction. That resistance is never punishment, it's purification. It scrapes off inherited obedience and awakens your sovereign signal waves of brave. You never just think differently, you move differently with an energetic elegance to dance with life. Embodiment interrupts ancestral autopilot. Past programming loops silently through posture, habit, and reaction. So when you unconsciously inhabit your body through breath, sweat, and sensation, you disrupt the ancestral echo of yesterday. You stop being a servant to survival mode scripts and start sculpting your own rock and roll rhythm of energetic liberation. Comfort zones dissolve when presence is practiced. Never practice anything. Presence is experienced, admired, and energized. The body never lies. When you show up physically in the dirt, in the ritual, in the rupture, you meet the moment of unfiltered and unrehearsed energy within you to rise, shine, and energize to stroll out of that onto your beaches of bountiful bliss. The presence burns through illusions of safety and status. You're no longer performing identity, you're pulsating authenticity. Why my perfection program, thinking, knowing, learn, knowledge, and thoughts create my aggravating thoughts, afraid of mysteries, and my unsavory events, encounters, and experiences. Perfection programming installs a false map, then punishes you for deviating from it. When your thinking is shaped by rigid standards and learned by expectations, every unpredictable moment feels like a failure. Mystery becomes a threat, never a teacher. Unsavory experiences are never allowed to contour your wisdom. They're judged, resisted, and looped into self doubt. And the self doubt is from the past and here and now and everything. Learned knowledge often loops logic, while lived experiences demand your, your presence and your vanguard prowess to rise, shine, and energize. Perfection trained minds seek control, clarity, and clarity and clean outcomes. However, perfection trained minds are in a bind because they're afraid of everything outside of the comfort zone. As operates, life never operates in bullet points. When mystery arrives through rupture, friction, and contradiction, it scrambles the script. The mind panics, yet the soul pulses, a parading prowess through you to the world as you look right into the core of that situation to soar. That tension creates aggravation that signals awakening. Aggravating thoughts are echoes of inherited expectations. You're never afraid of the mystery, you're afraid of betraying your comfort zone programming that told you mystery is dangerous. How many of you done that? Me. Unsavory events are never the problem. It's the lens that labels them as wrong. And it was only wrong in the physical world. There's only paths of enlightenment onto the beaches of bountiful bliss, thrown through my veins of fame. As I dissolve the need to know, my liberation, the power to feel and frame and ignite my light of life here and now, rises and shines, showing me the better way. Why my self-embedded guilt invokes chaotic thinking to aggravate and instigate turmoil within me. Guilt installs a looping lens that distorts clarity into chaos. Self-embedded guilt never just whispers, it rewires and recreates whatever event that keeps you in your comfort zone programming. It creates a feedback loop where every thought is filtered through self-blame and shame, exaggerating responsibility, misreading reality. This distortion scrambles your inner compass, turning reflection into rumination and awareness into agitation. Guilt weaponizes memory, turning past moments into present moment torment. And you know what? We do it all to ourselves. The outside world is nothing but showing us where our limitations, the good, bad, and indifferent within us. It has nothing to do with it. Like an event that has happened in your life and you're blaming that person is now no longer there. It's an imprint in your subconscious mind that's controlling you, but we've been taught to blame and shame, and then we never get out of the dam of it. Instead of guiding growth, guilt replays unsavory events like a broken ritual. It anchors your ancestral programming and perfection trained expectation, making every step feel like a moral collapse. Have you ever felt that? I have. The mind becomes a battlefield where unsolved echoes masquerade as truth. Turmoil erupts when guilt suppresses sovereignty. Guilt teaches you to serve inherited standards, never sculpt your own fiery desires. It resists mystery, fears contradiction, and clings to control. Yet life pulses through paradox. When your guilt dominates, it blocks the liberating friction that awakens energetic clarity. Turmoil is never the enemy, it's a signal that sovereignty is stirring the elixirs of expansion within you. While energized listening, autonomous questions destroy my instigating, agitating larcenous within me, liberating me. Energized listening silences the stolen script. The larcenous within, those inherited voices of doubt, guilt, and perfection, thrive on noise. As you listen from presence, never programming, their grip loosens. Energized listening tunes you to your own signal waves of wisdom, insight, and clarity, and autodidact acumen, dissolving the static of self sabotage and restoring your original rhythms of rock and roll to stroll. Autonomous questions crack the cage of conditioned cognitions. As you ask your own questions, unapproved, unfiltered, unafraid, you disrupt the legacy of logic. These questions never seek answers, they seek ignition of innovative enlightenment. They expose the false authorities within, invite your intuitive ingenuity to lead. Liberation begins when you stop outsourcing your knowing. The larcenists within steal your sovereignty by convincing you to trust systems over your sovereign savvy. As you listen deeply and question freely, you claim your terrain tested veracity. You're no longer a servant to the inherited scripts. You're the sculptor of your own clarity and your liberating lingo. Why politically incorrect inspirations, outlaw optimism, and cowboy wisdom pulverize my instigating mischief mysteries, agitating ways with ease, and unleashes my autonomous expansion. Political incorrect inspiration is a veracity grenade shattering the polite prisons of programmed thought. It never soothes, it sears. These raw revelations dissolved inherited illusions and expose the mischief mind loops that sabotage expansion. When you speak what's unspeakable, you reclaim what's unlivable. The mystery loses its grip because the mask is gone and you unleash your vanguard veracity. Outlaw optimism rides contradiction like a stallion running across the mountains, hell bent for election to the next mountain. It never fears friction, it feeds on it. This optimism isn't naive, it's rebellious clarity. It it unfolds and, and agitation into intuitive ignitions, turning chaos into contour clarity. You never escape the mystery, you saddle up and ride it into the sovereign expansion. As cowboy wisdom is terrain tested clarity that doesn't flinch. It's never theory, it's thunder born from grit, loss, and lived contradiction. Cowboy wisdom pulverizes illusion with poetic precision. It teaches the real growth. It isn't tidy. It's earned in dust, sweat, and silence. When you embody this wisdom, mischievous mysteries lose their grip. They can never manipulate what is already mastered. As I now realize and admire, life never whispers. It agitates, instigates, and awakens me because I admit to me my experiences that shake me, confuse me, and crack my comfort zone programming are never accidents. They're unexplainable, liberating events. As each mystery moment, each aggravating encounter is a coded ignition point of autonomous expansion and energetic innovation. These are never breakdowns, they're internal rupturing jailbreaks that authentically stir my soul, disrupt my comfort zone programming, and ignite energetic liberation that can never be taught. Only experience my here and now wow forevermore. As the outside world is nothing but an illusion of our minds. But however, everything going on out there is a tune for you to rise, shine, and energize. But however, we look at the outside world and let it control our inside world. So when you stop letting the outside world and you start realizing that's there for you, for you to question and expand and rise to your liminal carpet glide, you'll forever rise, shine, and energize your dreamer's dexterity. And I want to thank you. My name's Robert Wilson, and good night.